welcome to the beautiful arena we've got here at Winsport. We have the SAIT Trojans women's team hosting the NAIT Ooks. So far this season, they have played a total of 2 times before this. This is the 3rd meeting already, which is not a very ordinary thing. So it's almost like a bit of a series. We're gonna have a lot of fun with this one. Reese, we talked a little bit before the game about these 2 squads that are going up against each other. What do you think the SAIT Trojans need to do to win this game?
Well, you know what? After last night's game, I think that if they get ahead early, score a bit. You know, they got Sage Barstow, who has scored the most goals on the team so far. First year. I think she'll be playing real great tonight.
Yeah, and obviously that's such an important team thing, especially when you're coming off a game where you just couldn't score at all. It is so important to be able to score early and just get on the board quick, because that monkey's instantly off your back. But now we should probably get into the NAIT Ooks, the visiting team, the team who beat the Trojans last night. What do you think they have to do to win once again here at Winsport?
Oh man, I mean, they traded out their goalie, so we have their backup playing tonight. So that's something to look at. If they keep with their defense and keep shooting, the SAIT did not get a whole lot of shots in last night. So if they keep up like how they played last night, I think that's something to look at.
Yeah, and the SAIT Trojans are definitely the underdogs tonight, which is not something that they're necessarily used to,
no.
Especially in their home arena. They are coming here with, frankly, their backs on the wall. Let's see what they can do with it. We've got the anthems and both the teams' introductions coming up next. Make sure to stick around. We'll be back with you right after that. got stuck in the goaltender's equipment there. So the Trojans start to set up on offense. Once again, not quite able to, though. So that was the story of that first period of their last game yesterday in Edmonton, where they just could not for the life of them set up. They got most of their chances they did get were very good ones, but only because, frankly, I don't want to call it luck, but it was a lot of just moments where they just were able to beat the defense, maybe get a breakaway. We'll have to see if maybe they can do a little bit better for themselves today. Because obviously they've got taking on NAIT's backup as their NAIT's starter was, who is Aurora Van Warmer, was able to shut them out yesterday. Still battle forward at the blue line. NAIT breaks in. They have a chance here. It'll get knocked away by the defense of the Trojans, standing strong. And then it'll get cleared. That is number 27, Lucy Akin-Close, one of the forwards for the Trojans the first year. So it'll get dumped right back in. That'll be Isabel LaBelle on the chase there, as they'll start to set things up using the defense a little bit. Sending it over to Brewer. Brewer will immediately try and send it deep in. Won't be able to, as a couple people fall down. As they start to break out once again. We're already seeing the Ooks doing a really good job trying to get the puck out of their zone. It won't work there, though. Just right away, put a little bit out of the hands of the forward. It'll end up in an icing. And the Trojans might get their best chance of the game now. They get the chance to set up in the Ooks zone. And that'll be Captain Alexander lining up at center for the Trojans. Won't be able to win it. She'll tie her up, though. They try and get something in front. They'll put it on goal. That'll be their first shot of the game. It'll go for a wraparound. Get lost in the middle. A lot of chances there for the Trojans. Not quite able to bury it. Alexander will grab it. She'll wire it on goal. And it'll be a beautiful glove save by Caitlin Slatter. It'll get bobbled in the air. The Ooks are trying to break it out. They won't be able to. Alexander able to keep it in. Not for long, though. That'll be Graham clearing it and putting it into the Trojan zone. Looked like Fox went for the cover, wasn't quite able to get it. McKinnon sends it towards center, not quite able to get that one set up. As they will wrap it around. As they will now have to try and set up in the Trojan zone once again. Currently, NAIT has not had a lot of great chances on Fox early. The Trojans have done a really good job protecting their goalkeeper.
Something to note about the two teams as well. St. Trojans have a lot of first-year players this year compared to the NAIT Ooks, which have a lot of repeating or reoccurring people playing again.
Yeah, and that's something we're really happy to see here at SAIT, where a lot of youth on a team can really do a good job of revitalizing this program. And so far it's worked, with their having a record of 2-1, starting the season a lot stronger than they did last year. So already a lot of positives to that, as the Trojans will start to break out with a chance here. That'll be on the stick of Vader. Cutting in, they'll try and get something to set up. It won't work. And there'll be a hooking call, I believe. So the ref has their hand in the air. And already the discipline of the Trojans might be coming into question here, as they had quite a few penalties last night. And that'll be Sage Barstow, the first year, coming off. Has 2 goals for the Trojans already. Me and Reese talked about that in the intro. Having her off the ice is not something the Trojans want to see early in this one. They'll set up on the penalty kill for the first time. The Trojans' penalty kill is yet to get scored on this season, sitting at a very perfect 100%. So NAIT starts to set up. They'll wire it on goal, and Fox will easily stop it. Going right off her shoulder pad, I believe. Already looking solid in this one on the few shots that she has faced from NAIT. The scoreboard currently says that she's only faced 2, but I have to say, I feel like she's had a couple more than that. They'll start to set up once more. Moving it back through the defense, finding a forward on the attack, getting it on Foxley once more, and she'll easily jump on top of that one. Trojans will switch out their penalty killing unit. That'll be McKinnon out there. Goal line. NAIT starts to set something in once again. It'll end up going into the Trojans' box. Looks like they'll try and retrieve the puck here. Doesn't look like anyone knows where it went. Looks like they ended up just going to get a new one as they will line up in the defensive zone. The Trojans will tie them up as they try and get something started. They find Rober outside, move it back up to Crozier. She'll tip it on goal, not quite able to hit it. So they'll try and set something up once more. So we're seeing the Ooks already using their defense plenty on this power play, trying to get some long shots potentially in on the young goaltender of Fox. She'll end up covering it up. A little bit of conversation in front of the goal there, except they might have been talking with their sticks a bit more than they were talking with their mouths. Still line up in the face-off circle once more. Trojans will she'll try and beat her to it, won't be able to, as they have struggled to clear it so far on this power play for the Ooks. But it'll end up going offside. Arden for the Ooks was not happy about that offside call. Quickly showing it to the ref. Not much they can do about it now, though. 44 seconds left on this Ooks power play. They've yet to have a power play goal this season so far, struggling on it. They've looked pretty solid, though, so far through this one, as that'll be the first clear we've seen by the Trojans on their penalty kill. The Ooks will start to break out once more. They'll try and get something set up. Moving into the corner. That'll be Hannah Paquette. With a chance. She'll put it on net, not quite though. She'll start to move it around the outside. She'll pin her in the corner. A little bit of a fight for the puck. Not quite able to find puck. As they start to set up once more, the power play is now over. There's 13 minutes left in this one. It looks like they might be going right back to the box though. We'll see who's going to end up taking that one. That'll be number 25 for the Trojans. That is Isabel LaBelle heading to the box. That'll be the Trojans' second penalty kill, or their second penalty that they'll need to kill, as they're going to basically have to have 4 minutes straight of penalty killing. Not something you like to see as a Trojans fan, obviously, as they've been struggling with their discipline early in this one.
Well, Simon, and this is Isabel's second time in the box compared to last night, or, well, second time in 2 nights.
Yeah, not something you want to see, obviously, from the young player, as they start to set up in the Trojans zone. Not quite able to. The Trojans do a good job pressuring them. That's Harden on the outside. It'll get blocked. She'll get her own rebound. Walk in, put it on goal. Not quite able to find a home for that one, as it'll end up getting cleared. That's Chandro. She'll walk in, blocked again, and that is multiple blocks in a row for the Trojans. Impressive feat for the defense, to say the least. They'll have to set up once more. They'll start to break in. That's Chandro with it. She has Harden with her. Tries to find Harden, not quite able to. That's Hayward. Hayward will send a clapper, clearing the puck easily, and there is only a minute left in this power play for the Ooks. We're now at the 13th minute. And they'll start to set up the power play once more. Knocking the stick out of number 27, Lucy Akenclose's hand. They'll walk in, put it on goal. Good save by Madison Fox, able to get that one out of the way of danger. So the Trojans start to get something set up on the penalty kill. That's Alexander tries to put something on net. It ends up going to the corner. They'll set up once more as they'll end up having to wrap it around. NAIT finally recovers the puck on their power play with only 20 seconds left, though. This could be the last chance of it. They'll cut in. She'll get pinned in the corner. As they try and get something in front. No one home. They only find McKinnon. Will end up clearing it, and that will do it for the Ooks power play as the Trojans manage to, well, frankly, they set up in the Ooks zone now. Might be one of their first chances to actually get some offense going now that they're finally out of the penalty box. The Ooks might end up doing that themselves, though, as that's Aubley walking in, not able to put it on goal, as both teams' defense have shown up to play tonight. As they'll end up trying to get it out, not quite able to find Rain on the outside. They'll have to set up in their own zone once more. They'll get it out to the defender. She'll try and walk in, find someone inside. It'll get tipped on goal. Fox is in front of it. She will stay in front of it as they won't be able to get it behind her. As she will quickly recover. But she won't have much time to pat herself on the back for that one as NAIT quickly sets back up. They wire it on goal. Madison Fox is in front of the first. She's in front of the second. And it'll go wide as the Trojans goalkeeper is standing on her head in the last minute, making multiple saves. Won't even have time to catch her breath as it'll get quickly put right back on goal. Won't get to her, though. The Trojans finally get the chance to break out. They'll lose it, though, quickly. They'll end up trying to get one more clear. They'll tip it in. Chasing that is Lucy Akenclose into the corner. She'll end up going down, and there will be a whistle on the play. It looks like they're going to say body contact on the NAIT defender there. This could be a good chance for the Trojans, currently sitting at a power play percentage of 19.
Well, only 10 minutes into the game, Simon, and somebody has been in the box almost the entire time.
Yeah, not something you like to see if you're either coach. Obviously, you want to stay out of the box if you want a chance to win the game. The Trojans struggled with that a little bit last night as well. Hopefully it doesn't become a theme of the team this year or this game. As they quickly lose possession of the zone, and they'll be forced to restart their offense. Hayward with a couple nice moves. We'll send it across to Brewer. Barstow will try and get the puck back, not quite able to. And they'll have to regroup in their own zone once more. Hayward not afraid to pull out a couple nice moves to get the offense started. That's Brewer walking in. She'll decide to hold on to it. And they put it on goal. Near miss for the Trojans, as that was Jessa Brewer turning and shooting on that one. As NAIT will get the chance to clear. And it'll be Madison Fox recovering it for the Trojans, putting it behind the net for Brewer. She'll get the chance to walk up as the Trojans change. And that'll be Captain Alexander with it now. She'll send it up high. That's Eason. Alexander walks in once more. Not quite able to hold on to it there, and the penalty kill for the Ooks continues to look strong. Eason will walk in. She'll get stuck in the corner. And and she'll end up getting it out. That'll be a clapper on goal. And a beautiful goal by number 4 for the Trojans. That is Teresa Roulette. What a shot from the top of the blue line. And the Trojans are on the board with 8 minutes left in the first period.
And this is Roulette's first goal this season as well, Simon.
Yeah, and she's a first year as well, so it's her first goal in the ACAC. Gotta be a good feeling. As the whole bench went wild for her on that one. Obviously their first goal in, quick math, 72 minutes. And the Trojans will hope to hold on to that momentum as they will tie up the faceoff and try and get into the Ooks zone. Not quite able to, as they'll turn it over in the mid. They'll walk in with a chance. They'll put it on Madison Fox, and she'll easily make the save, barely having to move. Really good chance for the Ooks, potentially their best of the game, to try and beat the strong goaltender in Madison Fox, the 4th year. As last season, they'll start to set up in the defensive zone. They'll go all the way across, not able to find a home there, as it'll end up getting cleared. Not for long, the Trojans struggling early to clear it. It's the fast forwards of NAIT getting on the attack quick. That's Chandro, as we've seen her try and use her quick skating ability to get on the attack quick. As they set up in the defensive zone, trying to restart things a little bit. Probably Lowen sending it back to her defender. They'll send it to Schnitzler. We'll send it into the middle with no one there to grab it. That'll be number 18, Bree Martin. Had a big hit in the Trojans and NAIT's first game. That ended up leaving her not able to play yesterday, but she's back today. As the Trojans struggling to clear early. As it'll end up getting popped in the air. They're going to end up calling it a hand pass. Obviously, the ref's a little bit closer than I am to the ice, but I don't know if I saw a lot of movement in the hand after grabbing it there. So an interesting call. Stops the offense there for the Ooks. The Trojans definitely are not complaining, because they'll have to line up at center, or not center, sorry, at the blue line for the Trojans. A little bit of conversation between the two wingers on the left side. So the Trojans will try and clear, finds nothing but a NAIT defender. They'll break back in once more. They'll cut in, put it on goal. It will be a beautiful cross-crease save for Madison Fox to keep her goals against at a 0 for the game, as the Ooks continue to struggle to beat Madison Fox, who has 10 saves early in this one. Looking quite impressive, to say the least.
Well, it looks like the Ooks are spending quite a bit of time in front of the Trojans' net, so let's see the Trojans pushing back into their own territory here.
Yeah, definitely not something you want to see when you only have a 1-goal lead. You want to start building on that. The Trojans really haven't been able to get a lot of action in that offensive zone, like you said. We'll have to see if they can do anything about it. So far, they're still not quite able to get it out. And if they stay in much longer, well, they're going to make me eat my words. They probably would have had to worry about maybe stamina coming into effect, as obviously when you're on the ice for that long, you start to get tired and your defense just gets worse. And that's what the Ooks want. They didn't get it there, as Alexander ended up putting it behind the goal, as they'll end up fighting for it in the corner now. So it'll end up getting sent back around by Eason. It'll be quickly gathered. They'll be put in front of the goal. Alexander not able to put it on net, though, as the Ooks will now get a chance to try and get it out. As Crozier will clear it into the Trojan zone, and McKinnon will try and get something going. Not able to find the pass she was looking for. And the Ooks will once again try and set up in the offensive zone with speed. It'll get caught in the feet of the ref. You don't like to see that. It'll get sent into the defensive zone of the Trojans, where they'll try and set up a little bit of offense, as they've only had one shot in the last 5 minutes. As they start to try and set something up themselves. They'll get sent back out to Big Crow. That'll be Schnitzler sending it back into the offensive zone for the Trojans. Big Crow will receive it up high. That'll be Ward. Ward sends it back in deep, trying to find a forward. No one home, and they'll end up battling for it behind the goal. They'll get sent back to Schnitzler. Schnitzler trying to find Rain, not quite able to. We've seen a couple of turnovers in the last minute from both squads, and a big hit at center ice, as that is Martin putting Isabel LaBelle on the ground there. Obviously, she, like we said, she had a big hit in that home opener for the Trojans. We'll have to see how they decide to respond to that. That last play was quickly covered up by Madison Fox. He's had to do that quite a bit in this first period, already making 10 saves. And the puck will get tied up off the faceoff. It's sent right next to the boards. They'll try and set something up with speed behind the goal. Tries to find somebody. Sends it up to the defense. That's Kobe sending it across. They'll end up dumping it in. Trying to find a forward. They will. They'll set up in the offensive zone once more. And the Trojans just not quite able to stop this offense. Finally stopping it there as a big hit sends somebody into the boards. That's Fong. And the Trojans already quickly pressuring the defense of the Ooks, who dump it in and try and get something going. They'll put it on goal, and it'll be quickly saved by Madison Fox. A really good chance there, and a great pass from number 27, Cassidy Chandro. Nearly burying that one. As we've seen this top line for the Ooks get a lot of chances early. They're really, really quick. They just haven't been able to bury it yet. And that's something we saw a lot in that game yesterday, especially in the first period. Not afraid to take a lot of chances and go for those long passes, or at the very least trying to find their speedy forwards on fast breaks. As they start to set up on the boards, they'll dump it in. They'll get stolen by the Ooks. So they use their defenders trying to go for a long pass. Doesn't find the first person, finds someone else. That's Chandro. There'll be a bit of a collision though, knocking a couple people down. But the Ooks will end up recovering the puck anyway. And they'll walk in, not quite able to get that one on goal. That was a shot by Patek. And it'll end up right next to the boards. It'll get cleared, and every single Trojan on the ice will go for a change. The Trojans will once again try and clear. Somehow that puck doesn't go over, and they'll get a chance, but it'll get quickly turned over as the Trojans continue to struggle on offense to really get a lot of shots off. And there will be a whistle. We'll see what the call on the play is. It looks like they will be taking a Trojan to the box. That is Drew Schnitzler, the first-year defender. And that is the third penalty of this game for the Trojans. They were able to defend against the first two power plays they had to go up against. We'll see if they can defend against this one as they send their penalty kill unit out there once more. NAIT quickly setting up once again as the Trojans set up their box. They'll send it around the outside. They'll walk in, put it on goal, bounce into the feet in front of the net. No one knew where it was, and it'll end up getting cleared. They'll end up dumping it in once more. And that'll be Kibblewhite behind the goal. Gets it to Bree Martin. Martin sends it back to the defender. Back to Martin. Martin puts it in the corner. They'll end up getting it back up. They'll put it on goal. It won't get by Madison Fox, though. They'll end up in front of the net. A lot of bodies there. Where's the puck? The important thing is it's not in the goal, as the Trojans will clear it. Crozier will recover the puck. She'll send it in. Trojans quickly get it right back and will dump it. And that will do it for the first minute of this power play. So the Trojans' penalty kill continues to look strong. They start to make their way in, maybe for one more chance on this power play with speed. She'll walk in, backhand, top shelf. And what a shot. And the Ooks are on the board. And it only took 15 shots, but sometimes that's what you have to do to beat a hot goaltender.
Well, Simon, what I can say with only a minute left in the period, this game is going a lot different than how it was last night.
Yeah, already 2 goals. Definitely not something that I necessarily came here expecting, but I am more than happy to see it. as both squads quickly already getting into a bit of a firefight. With only a minute on the clock, we'll see what they can do. As the Trojans will dump it into the Ooks zone. Once again, not able to get anyone there. Ward will be on the chase, not able to get it in deep. And the Ooks will end up sending it back into their own zone. Ooks, as they'll get stolen, and they'll try and set something up in the far or the close left corner. They'll send it out to the defenseman. She'll try and walk the line, sending it across the way to Roulette. Already has one in this one. She'll send it into the corner. That'll be Erdhart. Erdhart not quite able to get the steal, and there is only 20 seconds on the clock. She'll walk in with a chance. She'll end up getting tripped up. No call on the play. And the Trojans will have to try and get it out of their zone here with only 5 seconds on the clock. Looks like they will avoid any possible danger, and that will do it. For the first period of this one, the score is 1-1, as the Trojans were able to score earlier in the period, but the Ooks finally responded with exactly a minute left on the clock. Reese, what do you think of that first period?
I mean, that was an exciting one compared to the first period of last night's game where nobody scored. Good to see that they got some of that fierceness back, hey?
Yeah, for sure, and definitely something you like to see as a fan. You love to see those early goals. Hopefully we see much more of that with this one. We'll be back in 15 minutes with plenty more action in the rest of this one. Hello and welcome back. We've got the second period about to start right behind us as all the players start to take the ice. We just had the first period, obviously just happened as well. The score is 1-1. Reese, what do you think what the Trojans are probably going to have to do to break the tie?
We saw NAIT spending a lot of time in the Trojan zone last period, so I think if the Trojans can push them out and push forward, that'll really break things through.
Yeah, of course, and defense sometimes can be the best offense, obviously. If you can stay out of that defensive zone, it gives you so much more time and so much more just, well, frankly, again, time to really get on the board. What do you think NAIT's going to have to do to break this tie?
Honestly, if NAIT can get through Madison Fox and get some more goals in, they spend a lot of time shooting at the net with one getting through, right?
Sometimes it's quantity over quality, at least with this NAIT team. It's all you got to do to score on Madison Fox, or, okay, she has looked really, really good. All I'm trying to say is that sometimes you really need those quality shots, and we're getting the players right behind us lining up for puck drop, so let's get ready for that. Okay, as we are getting ready, both teams lining up for face-off for the second period. The score is once again 1-1. Shots on the board for the Ooks. They have 14, as SAIT has 8. The Ooks will win the face-off and start to break in. That is Krushank with the puck early, not able to hold on to it for long. So that'll be the captain for the Ooks trying to clear it. It'll go quickly into the Trojan zone, going right behind the net of Madison Fox. It'll end up bouncing back around on a chance by the defense. Trojans will end up trying to clear. They will end up calling it no icing. You could call that almost a veteran move from the referees there. It's something that we were told not too long ago. It is referee Josh Meyer's 500th game, and obviously a lot of experience there. As SAIT starts to set up in the Ooks start to set up in the Trojan zone. It'll end up getting covered by Madison Fox, and they will have to try once more off the faceoff. And already we're seeing a pattern from the first period where the Ooks seem to be just keeping, or at least in the first minute, really succeeding to keep the puck in the Trojan zone. As Ooks quickly start to get set up once more, they'll put it on goal, and they will score! That is number 27, Cassidy Shandro, burying her, I believe, third goal of the season, putting the NAIT Ooks up by 1, only a minute into this second period, as they have looked really, really good to open this one. Pretty much scoring not long after that face-off. And obviously they struggled for the first 19 minutes to get a puck by Madison Fox. Getting one by her early in this second could be the difference.
Well, Sandro is no stranger to scoring on the Trojans either after last night's game.
Yeah, obviously she scored then too, so obviously goals in back-to-back games. I know her coach is complaining, and I'm sure she isn't either. As they'll end up switching off the center. As that'll be number 11, Gracie Morton, taking it for NAIT. As they will knock it into the NAIT Ooks zone and start to get set up. That'll be Piper Alexander, the captain for the Trojans, taking the face-off. She won't be able to win it, though. She'll end up getting tied up. The Trojans try and set up in NAIT's zone. Not quite able to, as it'll end up getting cleared. Alexander will grab it herself, the speedy center. She'll end up getting it right into NAIT's zone off of a dump and clear by the winger. As that'll be Schnitzler. Able to keep it in, but it'll get quickly turned back over. As that'll be Salas. She'll cut in. She had a goal yesterday. She'll put it on goal, but won't be able to bury it as Madison Fox makes an easy save. The Trojans get a chance to clear here. Won't be the first to the puck, though, as NAIT will get it right back out and try and set back up on offense. A little bit of a bobble by Roulette there at the blue line. Won't matter, though. They'll end up getting dumped in by the Trojans winger. As they'll start to set up once more. Roulette will stop it right there at the red line. It'll be grabbed by another NAIT player who will end up dumping it into the Trojan zone as they get set up once again. That is Vader. She'll quickly find Barstow, who will put it on goal right off of the pads of Aurora Van Warmer. He'll end up going back into the corner once more. He'll end up getting over the blue line now as Hayward will clear it. Putting it right back into the Ooks zone as they try and get set up once more. So they'll get a successful breakout, getting it out of their own zone. Putting it into the corner of the Trojans as they start to set up. Not a lot of offense from the Trojans through the first 4 minutes, as they've only had one shot since the opening of the second period. As the Ooks start to break out once more, that'll be on the stick of number 4, Angel. They'll end up putting it on goal. Morgan Fox will cover that one right up. And there'll be a face-off once again in the Trojans' end. That is only the Ooks, I believe, third shot of the period. But already doing a little bit better than the Trojans. They've come out strong out of the tunnel through the first 4. Obviously scoring within the first minute of the second period, as they've looked really strong. They'll end up getting it around the outside now. Trojans try and set something up. Erdhart bounces it off the boards, puts it a little too high though, and it'll end up going into the NAIT bench. And it'll end up being a face-off right there at the blue line. It'll be Erdhart taking on Bree Martin in the face-off circle. Bree Martin will be able to tie her up, and they'll start to break in. That's Crozier She'll put it on net. It'll take a bounce and go wide. It'll go right into the corner as they start to try and set up once again. That'll be Big Crow trying to get it out of the Trojans zone. She'll find a NAIT defender, not quite able to. And that'll be Ward. She'll steal the puck. She'll walk it in herself, trying to find someone in front. That's Erdhart, not quite able to get it to her. As they battle for it in the corner now. And trying to set up. As they'll put it in front. Erdhart not quite able to hold on to it. And this is now a 2-on-1. Big chance for NAIT. She'll wire it off of the pad. She'll make the first save. Not quite able to get to the second one, as they will beat Madison Fox and go up 3-1 in the 15th minute of this one, as NAIT has started to build up quite a bit of momentum. We'll have to see what the Trojans can do to respond to that one. As Alexander will lose the faceoff, and NAIT starts to break out once more. Going into the Trojan zone. It'll end up being a bit of a dump and chase opportunity for them. They'll get beat to the puck. McKinnon's on it. But it'll end up getting cleared by the captain for NAIT, Taylor Pernack. And it'll get put on goal, and they will score twice in only 20 seconds, beating Madison Fox for a second time, as NAIT continues to build their lead, currently up by 3.
We are sure seeing some aggressive forwards on NAIT's team, hey?
Yeah, and we're seeing a lot of speed for them, which has been something that the Trojans struggled with last year as well, struggling with the teams with a lot of speedy forwards on it. We'll have to see what they can do to bounce back now, because obviously if NAIT can score 3 in 5 minutes, nobody's saying the Trojans can't either, as Barstow will end up taking out the puck carrier there and start to break out. That's Chandro. She'll have a chance, but it'll end up going behind the net, as they're on it now. That is Harden with it in the corner. They'll end up going around. They'll go D to D, putting it back in the corner. Try and find someone else. They'll find, not quite able to get it set up though. Barstow's on the attack. Will end up getting cleared right back in to the defensive zone of the Trojans. And they'll have an opportunity here to try and get something set up. That's Barstow being the last to touch it. And it won't be an icing, and it will go right into the Ooks zone, but nothing will end up getting set up for the Trojans as they quickly start to break out once more. That'll be Cloette clearing it into the Ooks zone. They'll end up keeping it in. That's Barstow with it. She's taking her time. She'll put it in deep for Loen. Not able to get it there. They'll end up getting stolen behind the net. They'll fight for it, but it'll be an Ook coming out of the corner with it. She'll try and clear it, no luck, as they'll keep it in. But Loen is not able to hold on to it, and she'll put it around the back of the net. They'll try and wire it on goal, but not quite able to. That'll be Fong with it behind the goal. As Big Crow wires it on goal, not able to get through the crowd in front. Once again, they'll get a chance on offense. That is Kobe cutting in. Not able to get it, though, as it ends up going right back behind the net. As they'll get it up to Crozier. That'll be Graham walking in with it. She'll take a shot, but it'll go off a stick and into the crowd. Or at least it'll go near the crowd, as it'll go right into the netting.
Trojans are sure putting up a tough fight to keep the Ooks out of their zone, but still they keep on pushing through.
Yeah, and they have seen a lot more success in the last minute or two on getting a bit more action in the offensive zone. So we'll have to see what they can do, as they've been yet to respond in the second period. But there's still a lot of time in this one. And we did see a bit of a comeback there in that game yesterday. Ward comes into the offensive zone now. She has it on her stick. She tries to find a teammate, not quite able to do anything with it there. That's Rain. Not quite able to hold on to it. Ward has it again. She tries to walk in with it. She'll put it off the glass. It'll get grabbed by Crozier. She'll dump and chase it and go off for a change as the Trojans will walk with it behind the net, and they'll end up clearing it. She'll walk it in herself, and it'll be a nice pad save there from Madison Fox. She'll try and wire it on goal. Once again, another easy pad save from Fox. And she'll end up covering it on the third opportunity there, as there has already been 25 shots on the Madison Fox through this one. So she's faced plenty so far in this one. Despite the fairly high goal total for the second period, she has looked really, really strong on most of them. She continues to give a really good argument for why she should be getting more playing time with the Trojans. It'll get wrapped around. That's McKinnon there. It'll end up going all the way back around the net. That is Alexander with it in the corner. She'll bounce it off the boards, trying to find McKinnon. McKinnon on the rush with a chance. She has space, putting it on goal, but not quite able to find the corner, as it'll go right away from the net. It'll be an easy cover there from Van Warmer, who has yet to face a lot of challenges from the Trojans so far. Get an easy cover there after a really nice chance, one of the best from the Trojans in this second period by far. Just not quite able to bury it, as they'll end up sending it deep into their zone, maybe with a little bit of momentum on their side, not able to bury it, as there'll be a bit of a dog pile as a couple people fall down in front, not quite able to make it work. The Trojans finally getting some offense now at the 11th minute mark. They're looking stronger and stronger with every minute that this second period goes on. We'll see if they can maybe start to close this gap in the lead. It'll get sent back. Nice little move. She'll hold on to it. Put it in front. That's Barstow, not able to capitalize. They'll put it on goal. It'll get tipped wide as a really nice shot by Eason gets prevented. As they'll hold on to it now, trying to walk into the corner. And they'll end up turning it over. And that really good offensive possession for the Trojans gets ended with the puck getting sent into their bench. As there will now be a face-off at the Trojans' blue line. We'll see if they can hold on to that momentum that they've slowly built up in the last couple of minutes.
Looks like their heads are in the game a little bit more, considering nobody's visited the box quite yet.
No, it's been a very different second period, to say the least. One of the things we did talk about in that intermission was discipline for the Trojans, being able to stay out of the box, and they've done that so far. If they can keep on staying out of the box and maybe draw a couple penalties from the Ooks, maybe that could be what it takes to get right back in this one. As they get a chance here, they'll walk in. It'll end up going off a stick and into the netting. There will be a face-off in the Ooks zone as the Trojans decide to put out their top line to see if they can capitalize on what could be a very good opportunity for the team. And they have Roulette manning the left defensive side. Already has one goal in this one. So they try and set something up. That'll be Alexander trying to keep it in, not quite able to. That's Bree Martin. She'll walk in with it, finding Pasquette. Not able to put it on goal, though, as it'll go behind the net. And the Trojans will try and get something quick going through the offensive zone. That's Bolema. She'll end up getting it out to Alexander. Alexander to McKinnon, not able to put it on goal, though. It's Bolema once again sending it in on Van Warmer, who's able to make the easy save. And she has looked really solid so far in this one, the second-year goaltender.
The Trojans are sure coming in hot in the last 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, they've had more shots in the last couple of minutes than they have had in most of the game. They've looked really, really strong in the second half so far of this second period. So we'll see if they can keep it up. as NAIT tries to get a bit of offense going. And speaking of the Trojans offense looking really good, we haven't seen a lot from the Ooks offense in the last couple minutes, as they've been, or not strangely, but funnily enough, it's kind of been an opposite story where a lot of the game for the last couple minutes has been played in the Ooks zone. So they get a chance here, putting it on goal. Madison Fox easily has that one. So they'll end up going around the defender and into the Ooks zone once again. That'll be Rain with it. She'll send it out to Eason, who puts it back in, but not able to find anyone. And they'll end up sending it in for a dump and change there as a new line of Ooks comes onto the ice. They'll end up sending it off of, or they're going to call it an icing. I thought for a second they were going to wave off the icing because it had touched another player, but it looked like I will be wrong. And the Trojans will have to take a face-off in their own zone, potentially tired, as they obviously cannot go off the ice after icing the puck. And they'll end up clearing it right away again, and that will be another icing. A little bit of a repeat play there. This time it'll be on the other side. We'll see if maybe the Ooks have a little bit more luck on this side, setting something up. In the face-off circle for the Ooks, it is number 16, Kibblewhite. She won't be able to win it, though, as the Trojans will try and get it out, not quite able to, as Eason will gather it behind the net. That'll be Erdhart, not able to hold on to it, though. Rain tries to get the steal, once again not able to. It'll be sent into the Trojan zone where it will be recovered by Brewer. Brewer sends it around behind the back of the net. She'll find Schnitzler.
And they are coming in hot. See if they can get a score in.
And they're already, like you said, they're coming in with speed. We've seen a lot of that from the Trojans, trying to get a little bit of offense with speed. Nearly a good chance there. She cut towards the front of the net, but just barely not able to, maybe one more second with the puck, and that could have been a goal for the Trojans. That chance will get interrupted by the stick of a NAIT defender. And it'll end up going all the way back into the NAIT zone after an icing call, as the Trojans get the chance to set something up once more. Maybe a chance to lower this lead that the Ooks have slowly built, as they'll get it over to Schnitzler with a chance. Sending it across. That she'll put it on goal. It'll get tipped wide, as they have it in the corner now. As Ook will try and get it into the Trojan zone, and they'll succeed. It'll end up in the left corner, and they'll start to break out. That'll be Bolema with it now, but she won't be able to hold on to it as it goes careening right back into the Trojan zone. That'll be Schnitzler, not able to hold on to it in the corner. Nearly a good chance for the Ooks. It'll get stolen by Engelbrecht. It'll go right over the Trojans' net. Nearly a great chance for the Ooks. So now the Ooks are starting to build a little bit of offense now. So the Trojans struggle to get it out. That'll be Bastarash putting it back into the corner. With a chance now, she'll walk it in herself. Not able to make it work, though. It's nearly an excellent chance from Harding. But they'll end up burying the second chance there. And the Ooks, once again, are on the board. It is now 5-1.
Well, the Ooks are already on a 2-game win streak, Simon, so let's see if they end up going on to 3 tonight.
Yeah, they've looked really, really strong, but if there's one thing you can say about the Trojans is that you cannot count them out. There is still 6 minutes and one more period left in this one. And like I said earlier, if the Ooks can score 6 in only 14 minutes, or sorry, 5, I would be very hard-pressed to say the Trojans can't do the same, as they will end up calling a timeout. As maybe that could be just what they need to potentially get right back in this one. Obviously, a lot of things to talk about here if you are the head coach for the Trojans. So they were struggling to get it out there one can only wonder what Amanda McLeod is saying to her team right now. And for the Ooks, frankly, I think obviously there's still a lot to talk about. Not letting the Trojans back in there, that is definitely a big part of it. But their defense has looked stellar. We'll have to see if the Trojans can keep on working around that. They've had a lot more success getting shots in on Van Warmer so far in this second period.
Well, we sure saw an exciting period there, hey?
Yeah, it's been a really exciting period. Already a lot more goals. We've seen in the first we only saw 2, one from either squad. It's definitely been a little bit more one-sided in the goal scoring department. We've seen plenty more in this second period as they line back up at center.
Well, they have been fiery on the ice, so let's see if there's another score that gets shot in the last 6 minutes here.
Yeah, and if you're the Trojans, you are certainly hoping that the next one will be coming from you, or at the very least the next 4, because that's what they need to get back in this one. And they've got plenty of goal scorers. They've got plenty of people who are more than willing to bury them. We'll just see if they are able to do it. As they start to set up in their own defensive zone. That's Crozier stopping the puck there at the blue line. They'll walk in with a chance. That's Salas, but not able to make it work, as it'll end up going back outside. That's Vader pushing the puck in, not able to do anything with it though. As the Trojans try and set up on offense, as they'll trying to keep it in on the blue. And they will succeed as they walk in. That's Barstow, but it'll get poked off of her and it'll end up going into the boards. It'll get wrapped around the corner there. She'll try and pin it behind the net, putting it on goal as the Trojans try and bury it. Nobody knows where the puck is for a second. It'll end up going right back into the corner. Nearly a great chance for the Trojans, just not able to make it work. Roulette will get it up at the top. That's Vader sending a shot off of the shin pads of the closest NAIT defender, that being Cassidy Shandro. And the Trojans once again, both teams will take the opportunity to obviously change, but the Trojans once again getting the opportunity to potentially lower this lead with a face-off in the Ooks zone. As they send it out, that's Schnitzler. She puts it on goal. And it'll go right off of the pad of Van Warmer, who easily blocks it. And like I mentioned, already plenty more shots for the Trojans in this second period. They'll send it back out. That's Luen. She'll choose to give it to Schnitzler. She's got space and time, but it'll get blocked. And it'll get sent right back in, but maybe this is just the chance that the Ooks need to get a little bit more offense now, as it'll get sent right around the back of the net up to the Ooks defender. Will end up right back in that corner though. She has time. See what she decides to do with it. She tries to walk in, not able to make it work, as Aubley just not able to hold on to the puck against the Trojans' pressure. As that'll be Akin close with it, as they slowly push it into the Ooks zone, but not for long, as it'll get turned over. Brewer with it, sends it to Akin close. She'll send it right into the Ooks zone, with them behind the goal now. So they start to set something up. But Erdhart with the pressure stops them from getting it out of their own zone now. This could be a chance for the Trojans. Sends it across D to D. They put it on net. Well, not quite on net, but they'll put it into the corner. And that'll be a big hit. Both hands of the refs go up immediately. And it looks like an Ook will be going to the box. And this could be a long penalty potentially, depending on what the refs decide to do here. Not what you want to see. If you are a Trojans fan, obviously, any of those hits near the boards where they go down quick can be scary. The player, I can't say I saw the number of the player who went down for the Trojans, but they immediately got back up. It was always, like I said, great to see. You never want to see someone injured in a game like this. And it will be number 17, Haley Patek. She'll end up in the box for the Ooks, and this could be a really good chance for the Trojans. On the power play, you can see they're already got a little bit of a circle going, trying to plan out their move. And they'll have Captain Piper Alexander in between the circle, taking on number 4, Engelbrecht. We'll see what they decide to do with their 2-minute opportunity here that the Ooks have given them. maybe this could be just the momentum change they need to get right back in this one. And we've seen that be the case before, but this power play has been strong at times because they have a lot of people who are not afraid to shoot the puck. We'll see who they decide to give it to here. Because it looks like we've got some issue with the ice surface as the ref tries to cover up what is probably a hole, I'm guessing, as they're borrowing the water bottle or goaltender Aurora Van Warmer. Having trouble reading my own poor handwriting, I guess. And they'll end up getting immediately cleared by NAIT into the Trojan zone where it'll be grabbed by Madison Fox. And they will be forced to set up the power play from their own zone. A little bit of nice moves there. And that is Roulette with it now. Engelbrecht will end up clearing it into the Trojan zone. As the Trojans struggle to get their power play set up. Alexander not able to hold on to it next to the boards. Maybe a shorthanded chance for for Nate. Not able to take advantage of it though. Because it'll end up getting put on goal. But Madison Fox quickly covers that one up. And the Trojans will win the face-off. And clear it real quick. Maybe their best chance of the power play so far. Vader walks in with the puck on her stick. They'll put it on goal, wraparound chance, and it'll get blocked by the stretching out Van Warmer. Who makes an excellent save, maybe her best of the game. And she'll trip. This is a chance for the Ooks once again, 2-on-0, but it'll end up being wide. This will go back around the Trojans' net. 50 seconds left on their power play with 3 minutes left in this one. And the Ooks get the steal, putting on goal. Madison Fox is right there as she covers that one up real quick to make her 25th save of the day. Already a lot of action for Madison Fox, but significantly less compared to what we saw in the first period, as I believe she had already faced 20 through the first period. The Trojans have definitely done a good job slowing things down a little bit, for her at the very least. As the Trojans try and set something up in their own zone, trying to find a forward, they'll send it across. And it'll get given to Ward. She'll walk it in. She'll turn back. So he choose to give it to the defender, who will wind up putting it off the pad of Van Warmer. They'll get put into the zone. Ward will try and stop it from going over the blue, and she'll succeed, putting it back into the Ooks zone. They'll get put right back up to the defender. They'll get put into their zone. Reigns with it. Ward manages to put it back behind the net, and not able to do anything with it, as it'll end up going back into the Trojan zone as the power play ends for the Trojans. And now there's only 2 minutes left in the period, as Ward will end up clearing it. And they'll call no icing as it manages to go off the stick of Van Warmer. Harden with it. She'll give it up to Salas. They'll try and make something of it right there at the line, not quite able to. And they'll get stuck at the blue line. A little bit of a fight for it. The Ooks will be the one to grab it. They walk towards the net, giving it back up towards the defender. She'll wire it on goal. No one home to put it in. Harden has it now in the corner. She'll choose to walk a bit with it. She'll go towards the middle, going all the way around, putting it on goal off the backhand. Not able to make it work though. As now that'll be Cassidy Chandra, already has one in this one. They'll put it on goal. It'll get blocked. She takes it, the rebound herself. And that'll be Lowen, I believe, trying to make something work, as there's only 1 minute left in the second period. The Trojans may be trying to get one more chance in this period, as they'll get stuck right next to the boards. They'll put it on goal. It'll go off the stick of Madison Fox, off the glass, and right back into her glove. Bit of an interesting play there. Can't say I've seen that before in all my years of watching hockey. A little bit of a fun party trick. As we will be seeing Alexander facing off against Kibblewhite for NAIT in the face-off circle. There's only 37.8 seconds on the clock. NAIT starts to set up in the Trojans zone. She'll fight Alexander in the corner for it. A little bit of physicality from both sides. They'll end up being walked out, putting right back into the corner as they try to walk in with it, not able to. They're fighting for it right next to the boards once again. It'll get sent up to the defender, put right in front of the net, but it'll get put wide, not for long. Madison Fox makes the first save, and she'll end up saving the second as well as she'll get the cover. And now there's only 2 seconds left on the clock in this period. Not a lot of time for either squads to do much with. We'll see if maybe NAIT tries to get a shot off the face-off. Looks like they're trying to set that up. Obviously, if you're the Trojans, you just want to put this puck right into the corner, which you're already seeing with the way that Piper Alexander is lining up with her stick. She wants to drive that right into the corner. And as she does it, that will do it for this second period. The score is currently 5-1.
Well, this was a rough period for the Trojans, if I do say so.
It was certainly rough, at least in the goals department, but there was a lot of positives with the Trojans still able to get a lot more shots, a lot more action in the offensive zone, and they're certainly not out of it. So make sure to stick around for the third period. We'll be right back after 15 minutes, as we still have another 20 left in this one. Alexander out there to take a face-off against number 18, Bree Martin, for the NAIT Ooks. As the Trojans already convening, just obviously wanting to start this period strong, which is exactly what they're going to have to do if they want to try and dent this 4-goal lead that the NAIT Ooks have slowly built. Here we go. The Ooks will win the face-off and start to try and break into the Trojans zone. Won't be able to get anything going though, as Schnitzler quickly gathers the puck and tries to break it out herself. Not quite able to. And they'll have to restart as they get the steal. Alexander grabbing it in her defensive zone. She'll send it all the way around, trying to find Vader. Vader sending it up ice. Trying to find Barstow, not able to get it to her, and that will be an icing, forcing the Trojans, who had already been on the ice for 30 seconds, to stay out there. And they set up in the face-off circle once more. She'll cut in, trying to get something going. That's Harden. putting it on goal. Not quite able to bury it. She'll try the wraparound. No luck there either. And Vader will get the clear. As they start to move back into the offensive zone, Trojans will go off for a change.
Well, this is the third Trojans and NAIT game this season, with the Trojans winning their first game against them and NAIT taking the win last night. So let's see what the tiebreaker of tonight's game will end up being, Simon.
Yeah, and like you said, NAIT did win yesterday, as they've had quite a bit of luck in the last 24 hours, 48 hours, I guess, specifically. We'll see if they can keep that up for the next 20 minutes as the Trojans start to try to break out after a nice chance from the blue line for NAIT. They'll end up dumping it into the corner as they try and maybe get something going. NAIT will start the breakout. She'll decide to double back. Harden will try the long pass. No one home, as it'll go all the way into the Trojan zone for an icing. A couple players wanting the change, won't get it. As that top line for NAIT will have to stay out there, maybe a little tired. We'll see what they decide to do. The Trojans will obviously want to take advantage of the opportunity they were just gifted by that missed pass. They set up, put it on goal, no luck. They'll end up behind the net. They send it around and have to set it up from the corner. It'll go all the way back around to the left side. It'll go all the way up to Hayward. She'll decide to put it in the corner instead of shooting it. She'll walk in, putting it on goal, but just a little bit wide, and put it right back into the corner. That'll be Rain in the corner. The ref's hand is in the air, and we'll see what the call on the play is. They'll be calling body contact. We'll see who they decide to take for it. That is going to be Isabel Rain with her second penalty of the night already. Not a good sign for the Trojans, as 2 minutes is a lot of time to waste away on the penalty kill in this game. Obviously, still down, trying to make a comeback. Losing 2 minutes is going to hurt as they set up on the penalty kill, which is a department they have been strong, but they don't need defense, they need offense. As NAIT starts to set up on offense here, she'll try and walk in, rejected right on the spot. Cruikshank throws it into the corner, and she'll start to walk around down there. That's Paquette. She'll walk in with it, tries to put it on goal. No luck, as it'll get prevented right there in the crease. So the Trojans try and take advantage of that opportunity. Won't be able to get it out there. That's Kibblewhite. Back to...
Well, you can tell right off the bat that there's a bit of frustration coming from the Trojans with the score. So let's hope this doesn't sour their playing too much and they can get back on their feet.
Yeah, and aggression isn't necessarily something that they necessarily need. They're going to have to hold on to their discipline if they want to come back into this one. There's still 1:20 left on the penalty to Isabel Rain, as NAIT tries to set up in the Trojan zone. They'll be able to. She'll walk in with a chance. Won't be able to get it on goal. Picking herself after that. As that'll be Chandro, already had a goal in this one. They'll send it over to Crozier. Crozier finds the player on the other side of the ice. She'll put it on goal, but Madison Fox follows it all the way, and she'll make the easy save. And the Trojans will choose to send out a couple new penalty killers. And that is going to be Marley Fong taking the face-off there for the Trojans. Crozier sends it across. She'll walk in with it. That's Harden putting it on goal. It'll end up bouncing out. She'll make the initial save, and it will go off of the chest protector of Madison Fox. And the NAIT Ooks will bury one more, going up 6-1, as that is their first power play goal of the season, I believe, off their 40th shot of the day, as Madison Fox has certainly had quite the workload. And it looks like the Trojans will be making a goalie change at the 16th minute. as we are seeing Kaylin Schellenberg coming in the game for them. She is 1-0 on the season with a 987 save percentage. Impressive to say the least. Only allowing a goal in half the games she plays in. With a goals against average of 0.5. Quite impressive. The Trojans try and get something going now. More of the pressure we've seen from them in the last 20 minutes prior to this one. So they'll try and put it on goal, not quite able to get it there. So they'll end up fighting for it behind the goal. Nice move behind the net, tries to put it in front, and Schellenberg will make this first save of the night for her. On a one heck of a chance there for the Ooks. It looks like they're going to be taking an Ook. They're gonna call slashing. I can't say I saw that one, but Kibblewhite will be going to the box for it, and this could be a very, very, very good chance for the Trojans, as they'll be getting a 2-minute power play in the Ooks zone. We'll see how much of it they can take advantage of, as they will win the faceoff and try and send it out to Erdhart. They'll try and keep it in. They'll succeed for now, as they have to fight for it in the corner. Trojans power play has not had a lot of luck so far in this one. We'll see if they can take advantage of it. They'll put it behind the goal, putting it in front, but it'll bounce wide. Going up to the defenseman, who decides to put it back in the corner. So there will be a bit of fighting for it down there. And it will end up going in front, a near chance for Alexander, who wasn't able to put it on goal. As they continue to try and take advantage of everything they can get. She'll walk in with it. It'll go high off the mask and away. And there'll be a good save there that holds on to the lead by Van Wormer, who has looked very solid in this one, to say the least, saving 19 of 20. That is Sydney Holman taking the face-off, but they won't be able to keep it in off of the tie-up, as it'll end up going all the way back. It'll go right off the boards. That's Barstow with it now. She'll walk in. Barstow once again trying to stop it at the red line. No luck. Vader. Back to Haywood. Barstow trying to find someone in the middle. Doesn't find the destination she necessarily was aiming for, but finds one nonetheless. She'll have it once again. Vader with it, cutting through the middle. Will lose it at center ice, and Crozier will end up dumping it all the way down, and the Trojans might have time for one more rush on this power play. But it looks like they might not get the chance, as some strong defense from the NAIT Ooks prevents that opportunity. As Kobe will walk it in herself, she'll have it, putting it on goal. Not able to get it, as it'll go just wide. That will be Fong losing her footing in the corner. She fights for the puck once again. So try and set something up. That's Lowen. She'll end up blocking the puck with her body there, but not able to keep it out of the Trojan zone. As Brewer puts it behind the goal. The Trojans have a bit of time to try and start the breakout, but they try and rush it a little too quick, and they'll lose it at their own blue line. The Ooks try and set something up once more. At the 13th minute mark of this third period, the score is 6-1 with the NAIT Ooks leading. As they do a little bit of a blue line pass, it'll get tipped into the Trojan zone as they all go off for a change. We'll see if the Trojans can take advantage of it as Ward chases into the corner. They start to break out themselves. That's Harden with it. A speedy winger. She'll cut in. It'll go off of the inside of the post. as a very near chance for the Ooks there goes awry. As the Ooks will try and once again set something up. A lot of speed we've seen in the last minute or two. Neither team wanting to slow things down. As Ward will lose track of the puck a little bit there. Won't be able to get the pass off. A little bit of frustration being shown. They'll start to walk out. That's Erdhart with it now, with a chance to put it deep into the Ooks zone. She won't quite be able to get it there though. The puck will be bobbled. She'll walk in with it. Not able to get it on goal as it'll be blocked and put wide. And it'll be made a much easier save for Van Wormer than if she had just been able to get it without the tip.
With 12 minutes left in this period, the stakes are high. And you can see that through their playing there. Hey, Simon?
Yeah, of course. And the Trojans are continuing to try and get some offense going. Zalby Roulette, we've already seen one slap shot from her work. Tonight, we'll see if she wasn't able to get a lot on that one, though. As they get a 2-on-1 with a chance, but it'll be put just high as Schellenberg continues to play strong since she has entered the net for the Trojans. Alexander will walk in, putting it on goal. Not quite able, doesn't find a home for that one, though. Alexander will press. They get lost on the boards. They'll walk it around the inside. They'll set something up with a long pass. That's Kibblewhite getting knocked off the puck as Vader will give the pressure. They'll choose to just cycle it instead of trying to get something up the left side. Martin will walk in, she'll hand it off, walking it in, but Schellenberg swallows that one up. And that will be the 43rd shot of this one. A lot of shots from the Ooks. Obviously now we're seeing them, the roll in the net for the Trojans being split as they decide to put last year's starter in between the pipes and Schellenberg. They'll rotate the puck all the way around. Lowen trying to get it to the speedy Lucy Akin-Close, but wasn't able to find her. And they'll start to walk through just over the blue line now. That'll be angle-backed, walking in, and Schellenberg with another great save as she has continued to look sharp since coming in not far after the 15-minute mark of this one. The Trojans will take a face-off in their own zone. Looks like they'll be tossing. That is number 23, Fong, getting tossed out of the face-off circle in favor for Lowen, who was able to win it and get it out of the Trojans zone. That is now Schnitzler going into the Trojans zone and grabbing it up. Kobe with it now. Akin-Close will chase, but not fast enough as NAIT starts to circle the Trojans zone, tries the wraparound, no luck. As they'll start to break out once again with a chance now. The defender tripped. That is Akin-Close. She'll walk it in, but it'll go just wide, as that could have been the best chance for the Trojans to potentially bury one right at the 10-minute mark. Just wasn't able to capitalize. It's a bit of a collision at center ice. That was Lowen. It looks like they'll be taking her on him. Well, the call is most likely going to be body contact, and it is. And the Trojans take what will be, I believe, their second penalty of this third period. Once again, when you're down in a game like this, never something you want to be doing. We'll see what they can do on the penalty kill, as they're going to end up forcing Chandro out of the faceoff circle in favor for Harden, who was able to win it back to her defender. We'll go all the way around to Chandro. They'll decide to put it back over. It'll get tipped wide, And Roulette will try and clear it. The ref's hand is in the air, and it looks like once again we're going to be getting a body checking call, or even potentially hit from behind. Roulette got up quick, so it looks like she's all right. We'll see what the call ends up being. I believe I saw a number 4 coming up out of the ref's hands, and I was right. It will be a 4-minute major, as it will be a hit from behind. If you're NAIT, that is not the type of play that you want to be doing after just getting a power play. As it will now be 4-on-4 until the end of Lowen's power play. Or penalty, sorry. As it will get pinned along the boards, get knocked out to Haywood. She'll load up for the shot, but not be able to get it off. They'll throw it. They'll have it in the corner now. And they'll start to break it out. Won't be able to too well, though. As they start to get something going themselves, Harden will walk in. She'll lose her footing. As they now start to move out, they've got a chance now. That's Fong all alone. Let's see what she decides to do with it. She'll send it back out, but no one was there, and the Trojans will lose possession of the zone. Harden with the steal at the red line. Not able to get enough speed to take advantage, though, as she will end up throwing it right into the stick of Schellenberg. And that will be Isabel Rain in the corner fighting for it there. They will try and get a breakout pass, not able to do it though, as it will get intercepted. As NAIT starts to work into the Trojan zone. Schellenberg will make the nice low glove save with that right-handed glove. Something that we don't talk about a lot, but it's not very common in hockey to see right-handed goaltenders. Even right now, I'm trying to come up with a couple in the NHL. The only name I can think of off the top of my head is probably Logan Thompson. But it just shows that how much more impressive it is to see a right-handed goaltender playing here at SAIT. Looks like the one thing that Schellenberg forgot at the bench when she came out was her water bottle. They get ready for the face-off now. Schnitzler is pinned against the boards. The power play for the Trojans is about to begin as Lowen is about to leave the box, potentially with a chance to join the rush. There's Vader. Or no, sorry, that's Ward. Ward will walk in trying to find somebody. She's got Lowen. Lowen will get tripped up. Oh, and this could be a breakaway chance. That's Bree Martin. She'll walk it in, and it'll go just over the crossbar as another chance for NAIT just narrowly gets missed. And it looks like we'll see what the call on the play ends up being. I can't say I saw it, but the face-off will be at the blue line for NAIT. Ordhart will try and get it over. And that's Schellenberg. She'll stop it for Roulette, who decides to rock it all the way around for Barstow. But she'll get it right back. She'll decide to walk it up. Roulette finds Barstow once again, who decides to chip it off the boards and try and get something going for the Trojans on offense now. With only 7 minutes remaining in this one, they'll find Alexander in front. Not quite able to bury it though. They'll get stopped by Hayward. Hayward. Flanagan will walk in, but Hayward gets right in front of it. Some strong defense from the Trojans defender. They'll try the cross ice pass. Will go through the feet of the NAIT defender, and the icing will get waved off. As Schnitzler, bit of a controversial one there. From where we were standing, I honestly thought she kept that in. But then again, we are on the other side of the ice. As there will be a face-off now. 46 seconds remaining on the 4-minute major. That was handed out for a hit from behind. As Erdhart will walk it in herself. She'll decide to put it around the back of the net, where it'll be retrieved by a Trojan. They'll try and find someone up high. There wasn't a defender at the time there. It'll get put back into the corner. She'll walk it in, but it'll be an easy glove save for Vaughn Warmer, who continues to look solid through this one. That is her 22nd save. Coleman will take the face-off for the Trojans now. They'll get knocked all the way back down to Schnitzler. Schnitzler off the boards and into the corner now. So the Trojans trying to hold the zone. They'll end up getting turned over and sent out of the Ooks zone.
Well, with 5.5 minutes left of the game, emotions are definitely high. It's a 5-goal difference here. So we'll see. Can they pull up from that?
They will be lining up for the face-off now in the Trojans zone. Not a lot of time left in this one. As it's in the corner. That'll be Salas trying to take advantage of a hole in the Trojans defense there, not quite able to. End up going all the way to the other side of the ice. That's McKinnon. She'll clear it, finding dilemma, but not able to take advantage of it. As it'll go all the way down and around, back into the Trojan zone. Dilemma will take it once again, trying to get it out. Finds Fong, but Fong will not be able to clear. They will stay inside of their own red line. They'll be put on goal on Schellenberg. She'll make the initial save. Is right going around the other side of the net. Schellenberg will make the save there. They'll try and walk in. Won't be able to. And McKinnon, if she can get a bit of speed, decides that she doesn't want to even try on that chance and will end up going off for a change. There's 4 minutes and 25 seconds left in this one. Will be dumped in, stopped right there by Ward. As it'll be chased in, not able to take advantage of it there. She'll walk in with it, it'll go wide. Stopped there by Rain as it gets sent in. Alexander will walk in with Ward coming down the middle. Not quite able to take advantage of it there. It'll get sent up high. That's Hayward. She'll decide to put it back into the corner. That is Rain. Rain finds Alexander. Alexander's not able to center it though. And it'll get stolen off of the stick of Roulette. She'll walk in with it. She'll go around the back. Not able. She tried to center it. Not able to find the player she was looking for. It'll end up going right back all the way into the Ooks zone where the icing will get waved off. And that'll be Bree Martin trying to go cross ice, but it'll get turned over. It'll get tipped a little bit wide, but still gets to the destination they were looking for on that one. And it'll end up going offside. Because they're going to say Kibblewhite was a foot offside when Bree Martin tried to enter the zone. And with only 3 minutes left in this one, we're going to see what the Trojans can do to potentially leave Winsport with their heads still held up high. As Schnitzler sends it up, finds Barstow. Barstow finds Vader. Vader will put it in deep, trying to find Barstow once again. will end up going right in front of the net, but just a little bit wide of that right post. Vader will chase the puck once again. She'll walk over the blue line, finding Schnitzler, who decides to put it deep into the Ooks zone for Barstow, who's not quite able to take possession of it. Couple bodies down on the ground in front, but not able to take advantage of the location in the puck on that play, as it'll end up getting cleared, and the Ooks will now try and enter the zone. Paquette with a chance, putting it just wide up high, a little bit high of that part of the net. Vader will have it now, walking in one-on-one. She'll try and out-muscle the defender, but not quite able to pull it off. They're going to end up trying to put it in front. Traffic there, but not able to take advantage once again. The Trojans just weren't able to get it the type of offense they were looking for on that one. And we're going to have to see what the whistle and the play on that one was. It looks like it's going to be an icing, though. As it'll get pinned right there at the blue line after the faceoff. Big Crow will have it. She'll decide to send it deep into the Ooks zone for a bit of a dump and chase opportunity. And the Trojans were able to keep it pinned down afterwards, but not for long, as it looks like that will be Flanagan with speed through the offensive zone, but it'll go right off the pad of Schellenberg and wide. And as they try and get it out, that will have been Lucy Akenclose taking a bit of a spill. And that right next to the Trojans bench. Big Crow will walk it up herself. Not able to get it into the blue though. As now with only 1 minute left in this one, we'll see what the Trojans can potentially do. That'll be Harden getting a nice chance there. That is easily swallowed up by Schellenberg.
Compared to the last two periods, it seems that they've spent a lot more time in the Ooks zone. However, that does not seem to be enough for them to score.
That will be Alexander taking the face-off now. She'll end up losing it. It'll be put in front. And Schellenberg will end up covering it up once more. And we'll be getting a repeat of the same face-off we just saw. It will be Chandro versus Alexander once again. Harden will get it. She'll put it in deep. And then end up getting cycled a little bit as they try and fight for a little bit of space outside. They'll stay on the outside. Trojans defense doing a good job preventing any action inside. They keep moving it. That's McKinnon now. McKinnon finds Bolema. With a little bit of time left in the game, they'll both end up taking a spill. And as the clock slowly ticks down, it looks like the Ooks are just going to let it wind as they dump it in to end the game. The Ooks will end up taking this one 6-1, moving to a record of 3-1 on the season. Already a pretty impressive record for them. The Trojans will move to 2-2. A pretty good record themselves, still holding quite a bit of value in their ACAC division, as they've looked pretty solid so far to start the year.
Well,
Reese, what did you think of that one?
All things considered, the Trojans got quite a few more shots in on the Ooks, but unfortunately that was not enough.
Yeah, we saw a lot of good things from them in this one, especially that a lot of things that they worked on from last game even. Like you said, the shots, just keeping strong possessions, and their defense all looked very much improved. And they ran into a really, really good team tonight. We'll see if they can carry that on, what they did for the rest of the season. We could see a lot of very, very good things. And we have players of the game coming up right after this, as both teams will start to line up at the blue line. Reese, do you have any guesses for who we might be seeing getting it from both squads?
Oh man, Simon,
Yeah, there's a lot of options, that's for sure. For NAIT, if I were to give a guess, I think I would probably give it to Cassidy Shandro, number 27. We saw a lot of offense coming from her. I could also see it going to Harden. She also had an excellent game. For the Trojans, it's also pretty tough, but I think I'd give it to the goal scorer, number 4, Tezra Roulette, who had an excellent job both offensively, obviously, with her slapshot goal, and defensively, managing to stay in position on that defense.
So the SAIT Trojans are pleased to recognize tonight's ACAC players of the game. Starting with the visiting NAIT Ooks. Player number 4,
And they'll end up giving it to number 4, Jessica Engelbrecht. A lot of good things we saw from her all night, the forward, the third-year forward. As she was able to bury a lot of opportunities and get them on net. We'll see who they give it to on the Trojans. They gave it to Kayla Eason there, number 24. It looks like Captain Piper Alexander chose to come in and receive it for her, as it looked like Kayla Eason was not on the ice to receive it herself. And that will do it for tonight, folks. As that, I have been Simon Chaskovsky, alongside with me, Reese Tenhove. Thank you for watching. Make sure to come back next week for more ACAC action.